what spooky music to bring us in on. And it's only August.
It's only August. It's Halloween season
I
here
know.
at the parks, Danny.
August 1st is considered the most wonderful time of the year, which is spooky season.
Yes, it is.
Get out of here with your and then the most wonderful time of the year for Christmas. Get out of here with that.
We love spooky season
Yes,
here.
we do. Well, we are, I guess, back.
We are back.
We are back.
We are getting dog back. Hangover reference for those of you who didn't know. Movie from 16 years ago.
Oh my gosh. So many movies are like surprisingly forever ago.
Shocking. Forever ago. Speaking of forever ago, that's the last time we did a show.
I know. So just a very quick thing. We moved.
We did.
We have traveled. We
rebuilt our studio here with a bunch of new equipment and a new background. Whoop, whoop.
We've had a bunch of stuff going on.
Visitors.
Both, personal. We had totally different schedules for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then Bill got sick and he lovingly gave it to me because I always have
You're
to
welcome.
I always have to share what you have, always, right?
Hey, that's how it works.
But today is probably the first day in about a month that both of us have had
A voice.
Yes.
Ursula came along and took mine.
Or been able to even talk for long enough without hacking like Phoebe in Friends when she's like, makes this face like the
Right.
And you guys don't want to hear that.
No, it's pretty. It's gross. You definitely don't want to hear that.
As much as you wanted to hear me go.
Right. Exactly. Well, with that said, welcome everybody. Welcome back to Disney Magic and Beyond, presented by us, a couple of park hoppers. If you are watching on YouTube right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. See that red bar on the bottom of the screen? It says subscribe now. We'll wait. We'll wait. Did you do it?
I hope you did.
Good job. It's like Dora the Explorer. Did you do it? Good job. Even if you didn't do it, I'm going to tell you good job.
Subscribe.
But yeah, hit that subscribe button right now. It does really help our channel. Hit that thumbs up on all of our videos. It helps the video get traction and watch time, and it really helps our bottom line as well. And be sure to click that bell icon to be notified anytime that we post a new video.
And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any other podcast platform, be sure and follow us right now so you never miss an episode.
You know what's crazy?
We're in our second studio?
Well, yes, but when you listen to a podcast, it helps a ton. It's like a view count. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Sure.
However, only about 1% of people actually follow the podcasts that they listen to.
Sad.
Which is crazy. And if you're here listening to us anyway, the least you could do is go to the menu right there on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and just go, boop, hit the follow button. It is so important for the growth of our channel.
Very
We would
true.
greatly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, and it takes you 2 seconds. So go ahead and do that now, too.
Yes. Well, we thank you for doing that because I know you already did it. I just know it. I know that.
I believe in you.
I know that you already did it, and now you're like,
You're good
come on,
people out
guys.
there.
We want to hear about D23.
Yes. D2324.
Yes.
People are always like, why is it called D23 when it's 2024? Well, it's because the Walt Disney Company technically started in 1923.
Oh, wow.
And that is why it's called D23.
The more you know.
Da-na-na-na.
And shooting star.
Right, exactly. Well, like Danny said, we are going to be discussing all the theme park news. We're not going to touch on the cruise line stuff and the video game announcements and all that. That's, it's kind of wide knowledge by now. It's really cool. I cannot wait to go on my first Disney cruise at some point. But we're not going to touch on that in this episode because we are the park hoppers. We are going to dive into the theme park news that was announced at D23 by Chairman Josh D'Amaro.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff to cover. Strap in, put that seatbelt on, pull that yellow tab, make your hands up in the air, just like Tower of Terror. And we're going to get rolling in just a second. Keep all your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle because this is going to be the wildest ride in podcast land.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you ready?
I'm
Are you
ready.
ready?
I mean, here's
can
one
do that
thing.
again.
Ooh, I cannot. I cannot. One thing I just want to say is I started going to the Disney parks when I was 10 years old. And
It's a long time ago.
hey, it was a long time ago. But one of the most exciting things is getting to see new things happen.
It's amazing.
So one thing I want you guys to remember is the parks are constantly changing. So as we're going through these things, keep an open mind. Most of these things are super exciting. The parks don't look like anything like they did when I was 10.
Yeah. Very, very, very different.
Yeah.
A lot of things look even different in the last 5 years. There hasn't been a ton of new stuff per se in the last 5 years. We do have, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Tron. Like, there's some great additions in the last 5 years, but largely the parks have not changed much.
Right. So this is a really exciting, episode that we're going to go through. So keep an open mind. Change is good. Oh my goodness.
The voice.
I'm good. Episode over.
We need you. We need you. We need you. I can't do this all myself.
Okay. I'm doing my best. I spoke too soon when I said my voice is ready.
That's okay. So naturally, with us being in Orlando, Florida, we are going to cover the Walt Disney World portion of the announcement first. And these are some really cool, exciting things that are happening. And I wanted to start off kind of with a quote from Josh D'Amaro at D23, because this is a really important quote as far as all the announcements we're about to go over, because the last D23 in 2022 and then Destination D23 here in Orlando last year, it was more that quote unquote blue sky type stuff where it was just, we might do this and we could do this. But Josh D'Amaro at the very beginning of the presentation made it a point to basically say, this ain't blue sky. This is the real deal.
It was one of the first things he said. And real quick, when somebody says, when he said it, this is no blue sky is included.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody had no idea what that meant, what's the easiest way to explain what blue sky is?
Like I just said, it's this could happen or this might happen. These are ideas that we've toyed with, but nothing is official yet.
So more of a concept art.
Yeah, exactly. Very early concept art.
Like money has not been put towards this budget. No ground has been broken.
Yeah.
This is in a perfect world. This might happen.
I like to think of it as the courtroom sketch period.
Okay.
Where it's like you're sitting there and you're like, he had blonde hair and had a mustache and this, and the courtroom guy's like, this guy? And you're like, sure, maybe. And then we try to find somebody based off of that courtroom sketch when it's definitely not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I vision blue sky. But this quote from Josh D'Amaro at the beginning of the Parks Experience presentation at D23 was really promising, I guess. And he said, quote, at Disney Experiences, Imagineers dream, create, design, and build these stories into real places. And we have Imagineers in place right now all over the world because everything we're going to share with you is in active development. Plans are drawn. Dirt is moving. I just want to be clear about this. We are doing everything you hear here tonight.
Which was, everybody went,
what? Because like I said, the last D23 was very much a blue sky. Like, we might do this. And a couple other static announcements, but it wasn't anything like super concrete. But we're about to dive in, and this is going to be a long episode because there was a lot of stuff that was announced.
Right. So let's dive right into it.
Yeah. Let's start with Walt Disney World like we were talking about. And you want to take care of the first one there?
Yeah. So the first thing is going to be the tropical at Magic Kingdom. And my understanding is this is going to be where Dino Land was.
Correct.
So sprouting to life in 2027, lions and tigers and Indiana Jones and the Madrigal family. Oh my. Americas will come to Disney's Animal Kingdom featuring everyone's favorite archaeologist and the magical casita from Walt Disney World Animation Studios Oscar-winning film Encanto. I threw world in there on accident. First thing that we are going to be getting is going to be Indiana Jones. So a new Indy experience is set to arrive in Disney's Animal Kingdom and will be different from any other Indiana Jones experience around the world. In this new venture, the man with the hat has recently discovered a perfectly preserved Maya temple, and that can only mean one thing. it's time to explore it. He's heard rumors about a mythical creature deep within the temple, and he's got to see it for himself, so he brings us along on the adventure. But will there be snakes? We'll just have to wait and see.
I am so excited for this. I love Dinosaur too. Let's not get that wrong. But we are literally on the countdown to extinction for Dinosaur. I'm kind of sad about it because I do like the ride. However, Indiana Jones has always been one of my favorite franchises. So me being a huge fan of Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford and what he does, I'm psyched that this is coming to the East Coast because having never been to Disneyland or Disney California Adventure, I've never been able to experience the Indiana Jones attraction out there. Of course, we've seen the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular here at Hollywood Studios, and that's the only taste of Indiana Jones I get on the East Coast. But I'm very excited because Dinosaur, let's be honest, is on the outdated side. It's an older ride, and it's time to say goodbye. What are your thoughts? She's making a sad face. For those of you not watching on YouTube, youtube.com/a-couple-of-park-hoppers. If you ever want to see Danny's sad faces during these shows, subscribe now.
I don't think that's my sad face. I'm just trying to twist my face up. I just wish Dinosaur was staying around. I think that Harrison Ford is drinking from the same water fountain as
Paul Rudd.
Well, Paul Rudd, no, but also
he's got like 35
Jeffrey
years on Paul Rudd.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That's not the name I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, what is his name? Jurassic Park. Why can't Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, Jeff Goldblum. I was like, Sam Neill.
No. They're drinking out of the same water fountain. They're both like 100, and they're both still able to do so many amazing things.
How Harrison Ford is still playing Indiana Jones
At
in
100?
2024 and jumping into the MCU is just like, this is nuts.
So here's the thing. Am I excited about it? Yes. Am I mad that it's being that we're replacing Dinosaur? Also, yes.
Get over it.
I just think the Dinosaur should have stayed. If
it was going to stay, it had to be upgraded.
This is also from somebody who also, if I can avoid going to Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, I will do anything else.
I love that show.
I know you do.
It's great.
It's what it is.
It's so nostalgic.
It just reminds me of being like, can I sleep in here?
But I also wouldn't be terribly sad if they replaced it with something else.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. I love going to that show every once in a while. I wouldn't go every time I go to Hollywood Studios, but it's always nostalgic to bring me back to when I was like 8 watching that show for the first time and then watching Full House and seeing Steve on the show. It's like, wow, this show has been around forever.
Yeah, I'm just sad to see it go. I think it's one of those rides that's very unique. It's not IP.
No, that's for sure. It definitely is unique. But one thing that I'm super excited about, because when the rumors came out about Indiana Jones coming to Animal Kingdom, because Dinosaur and the Indiana Jones attraction in Disneyland have literally the same ride system, I thought they were going to do like a Tron and just copy and paste it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I mean, that's cool, but why do we need 2 attractions on 2 coasts? The same exact attraction. And then they announced that it's going to be its own unique story, which made me 1,000 times more excited for this. So I'm super psyched to see what 2024 technology brings Indiana Jones to Animal Kingdom with a brand new story and a brand new attraction. I'm psyched personally.
Bill's psyched.
I am. I mean, look at that. Look at that concept art. It's amazing.
I know.
I'm so excited.
I love Dinosaur, and I just am very sad to see it go. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah,
and I'm sure I'll love it, but it's not even like it's Splash Mountain where it's like there's anything like confrontational about it. It's just dinosaurs.
Right, exactly.
Oh no, they're going to be extinct at Animal Kingdom too.
I just said it. It's the literal countdown to extinction. That's what the ride used to be called. And now it's on its countdown to extinction.
No.
I just hit my face on the microphone. These mics are way bigger than the ones we had before.
It's our first show in our new apartment.
Hope we sound good.
I hope so too. Well, next is Encanto. If you're a fan of drawers, floors, and doors,
let's go.
The first ever Encanto themed ride through attraction is coming to Animal Kingdom, featuring the beloved Madrigal family from the Walt Disney Animation Studios film. Inside the casita, Antonio has just received his special gift, the ability to communicate with animals, and his room has transformed into a rainforest. It's time to go explore alongside him, and you never know what member of the family you might bump into.
I am thrilled about this because honestly, Primeval World, rest in pieces. You're like you could have gone away 40 years ago and I wouldn't have cared. Triceratops spin. There's plenty of spinner rides. So you've got Dumbo, you got Aladdin, you got Astro Orbiter. There's plenty of spinner rides. We don't need it. Dinoland, I am psyched that this is going away. I know people love Dinoland.
Are the rides still, or are the games still open right now?
Yeah, everything's still open right now.
I think we have to go get like the little dinosaur off the ride.
Yeah,
we have to go try to win. I've tried to win that before.
We can do that before it closes.
Okay, we're going to do that.
But I'm psyched that Dinoland is going away because as cool as it was for kids and all that, it never, a janky roadside carnival never felt in the right place at a park as beautiful as Animal Kingdom. That park is just every square inch is themed, thanks to now Disney legend Joe Rohde. That man's brain cooked up the most beautiful park probably ever made. And it just felt so wrong when you're going from Discovery Island or from Asia into Dinoland USA, where it literally feels like it was put up overnight. Those janky roadside carnival rides, I cannot wait till this is just bulldozed and made into the beauty that is this concept art for Encanto and the Casita. I mean, how awesome is that going to look in that corner of the park?
Oh, Encanto is such a good movie. I'm so psyched that they're bringing it to the parks, and the fact that like there's so little of this movie in the parks when it did so well on streaming.
Now, when they first started talking about Encanto coming to Walt Disney World, they were talking about Beyond Big Thunder and in Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah, they were.
Now, when they said they're putting it in Animal Kingdom, you're like, huh? Why? But the Antonio stuff makes so much sense.
Right.
The rainforest, the animals. This concept alone
gorgeous.
Looks stunning. And I cannot wait to see what they do with these audio animatronics too.
So if you're not watching on youtube.com/a couple of park hoppers, there is gorgeous concept art with the entire family Madrigal surrounded by tons of different animals. And it's just beautiful. And
it was all pulled from disneyparksblog.com. So you can find it on there if you want to see it for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm very excited about this one.
Me too.
One thing I do have to say, just a really quick side note, is we went and saw Disney on Ice a while back. Mm-hmm. And when we saw it, it was in Encanto.
Yeah.
The way the children sang.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It was like silent. And then all of a sudden it was like a choir of 1 million children started singing every single word from Encanto.
Yeah.
And they were popping harder for Encanto than they were for even like Frozen.
Frozen, yeah. Literally, though.
Yeah. I mean, that was really good to see on Ice.
I'm so happy that they came up with another hit like Encanto. I think they wanted Wish to be that level too. The only problem with Wish, and I don't want to dive into this because we're going to have a long episode, but the only problem with Wish is that there's no like banger songs from that movie that are memorable and replayable.
Nope.
Whereas Encanto, like I listen to that soundtrack all the time. It is great music. Of course, the great Lin-Manuel Miranda was part of it. So it was beautifully written, beautifully performed. But Wish just didn't have it. Wish was a great movie. I enjoyed the movie. It felt like the Disney 100 I Love You movie. And the movie itself, the story was awesome, but the songs, like...
they were okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Wish song is great, but that's the only song that I know any words from at all. So, but yeah, back to what we were talking about. Super psyched to have Encanto coming to the Disney parks, and even more excited now with the Antonio and the rainforest stuff that it's coming to Animal Kingdom and it's going to feel like it fits.
I would love to see a second movie.
Yeah.
With like diving into some of their powers.
For sure.
But
And one real quick, one more thing that I wanted to touch on before we move on from Animal Kingdom.
okay.
There was a announcement thrown in there real quick about the new show coming to the inside of the Tree of Life that'll be replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug, and that is the Zootopia Better Zoogether show.
Oh, I did not even
Yeah.
realize it said that.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what they cook up, and Zootopia is a fun movie. And
If you're watching on YouTube, am I the only one who read together and just didn't even notice that it
Better
was said?
Together.
I did not even see
That
that.
doesn't flow very well with the tongue, but Better Together.
We're always better when we're
Zoom, zoom,
together.
zoom.
Make my heart go boom, boom. Yeah, better together.
I mean, why not make a show that's going to fill that theater to the brim for a while? And Zootopia has done really well in the other international parks. So all the power to them to getting that in there, and hopefully we'll be seeing that real soon.
Yeah, I think that's another exciting thing. I think that one's been around for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, but another thing we're excited about to see at Animal Kingdom.
Exactly. Well, moving on from Animal Kingdom, we have some new adventures coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Jump to Lightspeed in 2026. Mando and Grogu have a new adventure on the horizon coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Join the Mandalorian and his youngling on a brand new adventure coming to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in celebration of the new Star Wars film The Mandalorian and Grogu coming to theaters in 2026.
So I'm psyched about all of this. I
Yes.
will say that every single time recently that we've gone on
Smuggler's Run.
on Smuggler's Run. Oh, actually, yeah, on Smuggler's Run, I feel like I always get the same thing,
Yeah.
like every time. And then if I'm the one driving, I'm just smashing us into walls.
Yeah.
Or we get a kid who's just like does the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I rode on there because I think it gives me crazy anxiety because I know I'm just gonna like slam the truck, and then not only is everybody in the area going to judge me, but also the things are yelling at me.
Right, exactly.
The game is yelling at
And
me.
Hondos are them like, don't damage my ship.
You owe me money, and I'm like, no.
You suck at driving.
I'm like, I know.
But yeah, this is a long time coming because this attraction is really cool when you know how it works and how everything kind of operates. This attraction is really neat and one of its kind, and it literally, I forget the word, but it auto generates something like in real time, which is like a super insane fast processor, like video game computer.
Right.
And it's so impressive, the technology that goes into it. But the rewritability for Smuggler's Run has been on the low side for me.
I don't remember the last time I went on it.
I genuinely don't ride it almost ever.
Unless we have people who
have never been on it or really want to go on it. But adding another storyline to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is a huge deal. This, I don't know if it's going to be alternating with the current thing or it's going to be just this for a while. But adding another option to increase rewritability like Star Tours has, where every time you ride it pretty much is something new or something different. Adding that second option in there for Smuggler's Run is a great idea and a huge deal.
Well, the other thing is Star Tours there's a reason it's still in the parks. It doesn't age.
Right.
Well,
it's been updated.
I'll say it doesn't age in that the fact that as long as they update it normally and add new things, the rewritability is so great. And I think if they can continue doing that with Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, then I think that they'll be able to have the same things. You know what I mean? Like people will be able to experience it the same way. So I say that's very smart to add that to Millennium Falcon, and I think they should continue doing that kind of stuff.
More stuff, the better. The more rewritability, the better.
Yeah, because there's a reason people will go on Star Tours even though they've been on it 500 million times.
Right, exactly. All right, we're going to stick around in Hollywood Studios for our next announcement.
Okay.
And this one caught a lot of people by surprise when Josh D'Amaro revealed what he revealed in this segment of the Parks Experiences and Products Showcase, or Horizons as they called it. But Monsters Inc. Land jokes around at Hollywood Studios. Construction begins 2319. Just kidding. 2025. It's laughter thereafter when Sully, Mike, and the rest of the crew from Pixar Animation Studios Monsters Inc. move into Disney's Hollywood Studios and let humans inside the factory for the first time. Picking up after the events of Pixar's beloved film, humans have now been invited to visit the world of Monsters Inc., and the monsters need laughter to power the city and to keep it running smoothly. But it's not a true visit without the factory itself. You'll be able to see the sights, hear the laughs, and zoom through the building just like James P. Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, and Mike Wazowski via a door. You'll go into a factory and experience the first ever suspended coaster in a Disney park. Remember in the movie when those claws grab the doors and hoist them up into the air to take them away? We're doing that too, and you're going along for the ride.
I cannot believe that they announced like this kind of coaster at Disney. I thought they were allergic to it.
This has been rumored for at least 10 years. That this ride was coming to Disney World at some point in some capacity for like 10 years.
Can we rumor a Steamboat Willie meet and greet then?
Right. Yeah.
So that in 10 years I can meet him.
Put that in the universe. We definitely for sure need that to happen for
Sorry,
Danny.
I just
For
have
Danny's,
to say if that's a thing.
For Danny's health, we need that to happen.
If it takes 10 years through the rumor mill to make it come true.
There we go.
Pow, there
Start
it
it
is.
now. 2028. It's the 100th year of Mickey Mouse. That's what I'm thinking. We're going to get a Steamboat Willie meet and greet.
Oh, and I will cry. Like I don't cry to lots of things.
Gosh.
But just to kind of go back to Monsters Inc. Holy moly!
Yeah.
I am so excited about
Blown
this.
away.
I'm so curious about the height requirement of this ride.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the Pteranodon flyers at Universal. You know, the one that like you need to have a kid to go on. It kind of reminds me of that, or like before you tilt forward, like Manta at SeaWorld, the suspended coaster. But it certainly doesn't look like from the concept art that it's going to be you need a kid to ride. Which is great.
It looks like there's space between each person.
Right, it does.
It looks like you're sitting in one of those the canisters that they gather the laugh in.
Yeah. Yep.
So maybe like that's what they're putting you in.
Maybe, but this looks super fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this ride is going to be, how large the show building is going to be, but Hollywood Studios is not a big park. And to try to think of where they might put this, I know there's been a lot of speculation recently about Muppet Courtyard, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think it was ever the plan. I don't think Muppet Courtyard is going anywhere, at least for now. And it just doesn't feel big enough to house a Monsters, Inc. land with the factory and a roller coaster building in that area. What I'm thinking they might do, and this would help tremendously with the flow of the park, is I think they're going to take over the area between Rock and Roller Coaster and Toy Story Land.
Okay.
I know there's a bunch of offices and kinds of things back there that are utilized on a daily basis, but you can put offices anywhere, really. I mean, heck, you could put them over in the Star Cruiser building. Who knows?
That's very, very true.
But I think that being able to loop around from Rock and Roller Coaster without any dead ends all the way through Monsters, Inc. to Toy Story to Galaxy's Edge to Muppets Courtyard to the front of the park and not have to stop and redirect and turn around and go a different direction, to be able to do one giant loop would be huge for the flow and the crowd control of the park. I think that the area between Rock and Roller Coaster and Toy Story Land is the perfect area. Granted, I'm not an Imagineer, but I think that being able to loop around Hollywood Studios would be amazing. So cool.
I totally agree with you. My biggest thing was we have one place to see the Muppets.
Yeah, right.
And if you take that away, I will be part of that angry mob. You give us one way to see them. Don't take it away.
Now we'll see.
People.
We'll see what happens.
including me.
We'll see.
I will quietly rage until they announce what's leaving. Okay.
Yep.
So I just wanted to.
I got you.
That was my quiet rage.
Yeah.
I just.
Sorry for the volume.
Here's the thing. Sorry for the volume.
Couldn't hear you.
You couldn't hear me
I was
whispering?
barely hear you. Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to whisper. Does it have to be more of a stage whisper like this?
Exactly.
Okay, I would rage very hard
Okay.
if the Muppets went away. There's only one place to see them, and I just don't love that. I think there's not enough Muppets in the parks as it is. Don't take away the one. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think they know how mad people would be.
Excuse me. I would like to speak Walt Disney Imagineering if you're listening, which maybe you are. I don't know. You know how Disneyland has the holiday haunted mansion holiday with Nightmare Before Christmas? Every once in a while, it'd be really neat because it's literally the best haunted mansion movie ever made to overlay the haunted mansion with Muppets.
Yeah.
And do a Muppets haunted mansion at Walt Disney World because that would be cool. Do it.
Also, I saw somebody mention that the Great Movie Ride could have become the Muppets Great Movie Ride, and now I can't get that out
The
of my
Great
head.
Muppet Movie Ride?
Yes. But you could still
But
create
Runaway
it.
Railway is awesome.
Oh, I love Runaway Railway. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, that's one we always have to do. But we're very excited about Monsters, Inc. So yes. Thumbs up all around. Give it to me now. I can't wait to see the details about this as it comes out.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for our Hollywood Studios section. This was a really interesting announcement that Josh kind of blurted out at D23. We already kind of knew about one of them, but the other one, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And that is 2 new lounges coming to Walt Disney World.
Coming in 2025, relax with friends and family at 2 theme lounges coming to Disney World inspired by Pirates of the Caribbean and Spaceship Earth. Cheers! Spaceship Earth for over 40 years. Spaceship Earth has welcomed visitors to Epcot as a shining beacon of optimism and hope. This just announced lounge is inspired by the stories, shapes, and enduring legacy of this timeless icon. Taking inspiration from the geometric sphere, the Zen space to gather and enjoy refreshments will be draped with rich textures and warm metallic tones, giving it a mysterious and elegant intimacy. That felt like a tongue twister, that
Right?
entire, all of that. All of that just to say, hey, here's a cool place to hang out, which here's the thing, Florida's hot. We need more places to just hang out and chill.
Yeah. And if you're going to have a lounge with drinks anywhere, I mean, put it in Epcot, right?
Yeah.
But the concept art looked really cool. It's up on our screen right now on youtube.com/a-couple-of-park-hoppers. It looks like it's above Project Tomorrow,
I don't know.
I think. Because when you look out the window there, you see the very clear view of Luminous and the new center area of the park. So I think it's going to be like above the Walt Disney statue, like right behind him in that area.
Really?
Yeah, like right above Project Tomorrow, like right behind Spaceship Earth.
Huh.
I think it's going to be right there with those windows facing World Showcase.
I couldn't give you directions out of a paper bag, so I don't really know.
Right, but
what that's supposed
but think
to
about
look
what
like.
that looks like here. You got the fireworks in the background here. You've got the light poles that are in the center of the park right now, like over by Communicore Hall in that area. And then you walk up the middle here. The Walt Disney statue should be just outside,
Okay.
and then this is up above it.
I believe you.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be right above Project Tomorrow in the back of Spaceship Earth.
Okay.
So that's super cool that they're gonna put a lounge up there because that's a space that's not been utilized for a really, really, really long time. So cool, make use of it, especially since they took away that entertainment space that was supposed to be like elevated over by where Communicore Hall is right now. But the fact that they're going to put a really cool lounge up there, I'm sure it's going to be jam-packed all the time, at least for the first few months it's open.
Right.
But how cool would it be to go up there and get a good seat and hang out and watch the fireworks up there?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be a great addition.
Yeah. And then the other one
Is going to be Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern. Set course for the Magic Kingdom. First announced at Destination D23 last year, This rambunctious watering hole will offer a welcoming haven for all pirate kind, big and small, and everyone in between. Here, bandits and buccaneers to be from every corner of the seven seas are welcome to join together and raise a toast to the pirate life. In the newly released artwork, X marks the spot for a seaworthy selection of grogs and grub inside this tavern location coming to Magic Kingdom Park.
This is very intriguing to me because notably, forever, unless you are sitting down in a restaurant at Magic Kingdom, you cannot get alcohol anywhere at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
This by no means is there an announcement saying that this is going to be a bar. But judging by the concept art that was released, it looks like there's people of all ages, so there are kids and stuff in there, but there's no rules against adults having an adult beverage with kids sitting there.
I just wonder if it's going to be like Gaston's Tavern.
It's either going to be that or we're going to have our first ever real tavern in Magic Kingdom where you don't need a dining reservation to go to.
I'm so curious.
It'll be so interesting to see how this develops. And a lot of people assumed it was going to be in Tortuga Tavern. It is not. It's going across the way. There's another building over there where you used to be able to get like a pirate makeover.
Oh, yeah.
That's, I believe, the rumored location of where the tavern is going to be.
It's like the Bippity Boppity Boutique, but pirate style.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So super, super cool news that's being worked on in addition to the Spaceship Earth Lounge. I'm not used to the size of these microphones yet. I keep hitting my mouth. But it's super, super cool news coming from Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Lots of fun stuff coming here.
Well, that, and we also have new chairs. So
yeah, right.
We've just got a new combination of everything going on.
We spent that money.
Well.
We spent that money.
Well, we spent this money, and then Amazon
well, yeah. But we upgraded a lot of stuff.
We upgraded a lot.
Yeah.
Amazon messed up. So
exactly.
They broke my chair and they fixed it for us. So anyway.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. But the next one.
I think you're probably most excited about this one. I'll take this one here.
Okay.
So we've got a new nighttime parade coming to the Magic Kingdom, arriving on Main Street, USA in 2025. When the sun sets at Magic Kingdom, a new parade will waltz down Main Street. Get ready to witness Disney Starlight. Disney parks around the world would also have new spectaculars on the horizon. Disney's Starlight will continue the nighttime spectacular legacy started by the Main Street Electrical Parade, using the latest technology to tell new stories about the characters you love. All of this is brought to life by the magic of the Blue Fairy, in addition to beloved characters from Walt Disney Animation Studios films Peter Pan, Encanto, Frozen, and more. Thoughts?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I am so excited for this. I have not been to Magic Kingdom in a very long time where there's been a night parade. And thinking about the logistics of this is the most interesting part to me.
Why?
Because you know how those crowds get and how early they gather for fireworks. What was it like? Because I genuinely don't remember. What was it like before fireworks when there was a parade happening, or were they after fireworks?
I think they were after fireworks, but I don't remember.
I don't know.
All I remember
because I can't imagine moving all those people off the street to get the fireworks, or to get the parade through.
I don't know. I don't know how they'll do that.
I would imagine it's got to be after the fireworks when people start dispersing.
All I remember as a kid is that after the end of a long day, you'd be so tired and they turn off the lights, and then if you were waiting for the the parade to come up, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But then the parade would appear and you'd be like, yay, I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
I am so glad. I'm so glad. I was going to whisper this. I was going to stage whisper. I am so glad. I was so scared that they were going to send us the Main Street electrical parade. I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, people were like, oh, I hope it comes back. And I was like, I hope it does not come back. Get out of here with that. Bring back, I feel like Spectro Magic is, I feel the same way about like nostalgic, but give me something new. And I love, love, love that we're going to have a new night parade. And even though we're going to have Festival of Fantasy until it's 90.
Till you're 90.
Deadpool and Wolverine
We don't know
reference.
that, though. Festival of Fantasy has already turned 10, which is crazy to me that parade's been around 10 years.
Was that 90 in parade years?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's 9 years per human year. But in nowhere in this announcement does it say that it's going to be like a dual nighttime and daytime parade like Magic
No.
Happens.
No, this is a nighttime specific parade is what they said.
Right. So it does seem that, wow, I almost said Magic Happens and Happily Ever After, but neither of those correct. It almost seems like Festival of Fantasy is going to be around for a while.
Right.
At least another couple of years until they announce something new, which it makes me happy. Although I was kind of hoping for the hybrid version of like a Magic Happens where you get the daytime and the nighttime version. But this is super cool. I'm so excited for Disney Starlight. What a great name, too.
It's the Blue Fairy.
Right. Oh, wishes. Oh.
Here's one thing about this is I remember loving going to a nighttime parade as a kid because it wasn't as hot.
Yes.
So
yes.
even now when we came to visit Disney with your family and we saw Festival of Fantasy like before we moved here back in 2018,
yeah, I remember how hot that was.
2017.
Yeah.
I was recording with my phone and we were just standing out on the pavement and my phone overheated and turned off because it was so hot outside when we were watching it. And that's just a reminder like how hot it gets in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we're going to get to enjoy Disney entertainment at night that isn't fireworks is just going to be so fun. I love nighttime parades. My family has been saying for years how much we miss nighttime parades. Also, how much we miss Disney closing at 2 a.m. Could you bring that back, please?
Anything that forces the parks to be open later, I am 1,000% in favor for, because I'm not a morning person. I'll get up in the morning if I have to.
You're a morning person compared to me.
But if the parks could be open from like 10 a.m. to midnight instead of 7:30 a.m. to 9, done. Do it, please. The more nighttime time we get at the parks, everything when it's uplit and just lit up and just there's no other way to describe it. Just uplit and just like illuminated. It just feels more magical than walking around frying on the pavement in the daytime.
Oh my gosh,
but you look around, it's dark out, and Main Street is all lit up. Casey's Corner, the confectionery, everything's all lit up, and the castle has lighting on it, and the Haunted Mansion has spooky lighting outside. And
Right.
it just everything feels better
Yeah.
at night. And man, do I wish that the parks are open later so we can experience more of that. And if this nighttime parade, Disney Starlight, is going to force Magic Kingdom to stay open even later because they have to do fireworks and this parade.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up. You got it. Please do it.
I also just know that they're going to bring the heat when it comes to soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, here's the thing. I was not the only person who tore them apart about Disney Enchantment, the worst soundtrack known to ever man. Or I definitely
man. It wasn't that bad.
I definitely messed up that sentence because it still brings me rage a little bit. I've gotten over it because it's gone. But
right.
The thing is, I think they got torn apart so terribly when it comes to Disney Enchantment that they really have been
hire the right people.
Yes. Even the little drone show at Disney Springs gives me more feels than Enchantment did. But what I mean is they're upping their game. They're making sure they're at that Disney magic level when it comes to their soundtrack again. So
just let Michael Giacchino do everything from ever. That guy is just knocking out of the park in everything he does. Just let him do it.
And even like what I'm blanking out at Epcot, it's not Harmonious.
Luminous?
Luminous, thank you. One of the Luminuses.
Yeah.
Um,
The OUS shows.
yes. Even that one, wonderful, gives all the feels.
Yeah.
So give me a night show or a night parade that I can give all the happy tears for.
Exactly.
And I know that they're going to do that.
Yes. Well, sticking at Magic Kingdom for 2 more announcements here.
You want me to do this one?
Yeah, I can do this one. Or you want to do this one?
Yeah, I'll do this one.
Okay. So real quick, I was completely taken by surprise by this one because I never in a million years expected this franchise to make its way to Magic Kingdom, and where they announced that it's going, double whammy. I was completely shook. Take it away, Danny.
Ciao. Cars at Magic Kingdom. Zooming to construction in 2025. Start your engines, fan favorite stories, and characters from Pixar's Cars race into Magic Kingdom Park with 2 new attractions and fun for the whole family. The American West has always been about keeping your eyes on the horizon, believing in yourself, carving your own path, and striving toward success. That goes for miners in the mountains, bears from the country, a princess from the bayou, or a race car from the big city. Don't get too comfortable in Radiator Springs because it's time to leave the pit stop and head west into exciting new frontiers. On this adventure, guests will be able to experience not 1, but 2 exciting new Cars-themed attractions. One attraction will invite you on a thrilling rally race through the mountains. Take on wild terrain as you race across the landscape, climbing mountain trails, dodging geysers, and, Mater's favorite, splashing through mud holes. But what about smaller racers? The second attraction will be geared towards them and will be fun for the whole family. Get ready to start your engines. Work on this new space in Frontierland will begin in early 2025. Ka-chow!
You are, that was not the voice I was expecting when you say ka-chow, because Owen Wilson's just like ka-chow. And you're like, ka-chow! What was that?
I kept, when I was reading that, I was trying not to laugh, because of the way you laughed when I said that. Ka-chow!
What?
It's excitement. Ka-chow!
Who says it like that? Apparently you.
I do. Ka-chow!
Where did this come from? This completely shook me when they basically announced that Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America were going away and becoming a Cars Land with not 1 but 2 attractions. Frontierland is basically toast at this point.
Sure.
You've lost the Frontierland Shooting Arcade. You've had a redo of the Country Bear Jamboree. Tiana's Bayou Adventure has been changed. The Tom Sawyer Island's going away. Seemingly the Liberty Square Riverboat is going away. It is total makeover over in Frontierland, and it'll be really interesting to see what this all looks like when it's done, because the visuals from the path that is Frontierland now are going to look very different in about 3 years. And imagining what it's going to look like with cars there feels kind of weird. But looking at the concept art that's on the screen right now on youtube.com/a couple of park hoppers, I mean, it looks like it's going to fit in pretty seamlessly with Big Thunder Mountain, I would imagine. That's not an exact Big Thunder Mountain right there, but it feels like it's going to fit because you look in the background, you can see it right there.
Right.
Right in the middle. And then the other attraction with for kids seems really cool. And for me, looking at this, it almost seems like you're kind of off-road go-kart type stuff.
Yeah, like in the country almost.
Maybe this is also the beginning of the end for the Tomorrowland Speedway.
Oh, I thought you were going to say for Big Thunder Mountain.
No. Maybe something else is going to take over Tomorrowland Speedway once this attraction opens, where you can still ride with the little ones in the vehicles and that kind of idea.
I would not have been mad if Big Thunder Mountain was going away.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
not
they're
sorry.
but they're putting an over a year refurbishment and retracking the entire thing. So
For what? Big Thunder?
yeah,
Mm.
so we'll see what that's like when that's done. If you like it any better, and I would imagine that they're going to put some projection effects and stuff in there like they have at Disneyland. But Big Thunder will be better when it reopens, and so I don't think Big Thunder is going anywhere anytime soon. But the addition to these two Cars attractions at Magic Kingdom was a really interesting idea. And the more I think about it, the more I read about it, the more excited I am for it.
I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people are really mad about what is going away, the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. I just think that people like to be mad. They like to be keyboard warriors for no reason.
I get the aesthetic thing for the Rivers of America because that's classic Disney park. Every park has it. Like Fantasmic is on the Rivers of America in Disneyland.
But our Fantasmic is arguably 1,000 times better.
Well, it's in a amphitheater, which makes it infinitely better experience watching it.
I would not be able to see Disneyland Fantasmic unless I was like
right
in the front.
But the fact that the Rivers of America going away, that does feel weird for Magic Kingdom, but I really like where they're going with this. So we'll see what happens.
I'm like sad to see that area go because I think it's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
I also see the allure of adding in cars because even though I don't like have any affinity towards cars, and I know neither do you, we're not like, oh, yes, cars. We must like do things. Or if we see merch, we're going to buy it. I do know that if you print out a bunch of Cars merch and toys and stuff, that kids freaking love Cars.
Yeah.
Like all the time, kids are wearing car stuff,
And
shoes, hats, T-shirts, swimsuits. It just never got old.
And everything that they've ever made that you could physically be in or walk through as far as Cars goes is amazing. At Art of Animation Resort, the Cars area with the Cozy Cone Motel and all that stuff over there, walking through there, it's like this is one of the coolest themed areas you've ever seen. Disneyland or California Adventure, I don't know which park it's in. I've never been, sorry.
I think it's California Adventure.
Radiator Springs out there is gorgeous. And from what I've gathered from people who have been there, Radiator Springs Racers is arguably the best ride in that park.
Right.
And there's been proven success of Cars at the theme parks. And there isn't any here, aside from the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy, which is really neat, but you don't really need to do it more than once.
Right.
The animatronic there is really cool.
Yeah,
and
super cool.
The experience is really neat. But that's not something that you would like continuously go on. Whereas now there's two rides coming to Magic Kingdom, 2 more rides at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
To spread the people out. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Do it. Tom Sawyer Island, sorry, goodbye. Rivers of America, sorry, goodbye. 2 more rides in Magic Kingdom, please. Yeah, spread the people out. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I just also feel like you need space where like people want to bring their kids.
Right.
And kids love cars. I know I keep saying it, but kids love cars. And ka-chow. And if the kids go there and they ride these Cars rides and they get to experience other things in Cars Land and they say, I want to go back. That's what creates like people who come back year after year, like my family did. And I just think that it's a very smart move, even though I feel like people are like, oh, okay, like that'll be really cool. I think it'll be way cooler than we think it's going to be. And I just think that it's a very smart move when it comes to giving kids something that is like timeless, because it just hasn't gotten old.
It happens every single time that something goes away and something new is built at Disney, because there's so much nostalgia attached to the parks, so much nostalgia especially attached to Magic Kingdom, that when something that you loved when you were 8 disappears, a lot of people throw a fit about it. And literally the man who created all of this, Walt Disney, made it very clear that the parks will never be complete. Things will always be changing for the better. And whether you think it's better or not, that's your opinion. But new things are always good. They're always good. And you can complain and be mad about Tom Sawyer Island, and you can be mad and complain about the Liberty Square Riverboat, and you can be mad and complain about the Rivers of America going away. However, when that new Cars Land opens and the thing we're going to talk about next opens, you're going to be psyched, and you're going to go on those rides, and you're going to enjoy yourself, and you're going to, I wouldn't say forget about the stuff that was there before, but you're not going to be as mad, or you're not going to care as much. Because new, especially in today's ability with technology, is always better. It's always better, simply put. And that's why a lot of people are psyched about Epic Universe, too. And I don't want to dive into Epic Universe because we have a lot to cover there on another episode. But that's the part that I'm most excited about Epic Universe is that it's a brand new, nothing is old theme park. And we get to experience all of it for the first time together.
Yeah.
So I'm psyched for Cars, and I'm super psyched, as you can tell by my sweatshirt that I'm wearing here, and Danny's T-shirt. We decided to kind of match, and even her villain hair that she's got going on there with a little poiple in the hair.
So much purple in my hair. I don't even know if you can see it all.
Yeah, but super, super psyched about.
I didn't do it due to this announcement, but it just works.
The brand new, and the reason for the music at the beginning of the show. Villains Land at Magic Kingdom. Something wicked begins construction soon. This is no happily ever after. Get ready to see a darker side of your favorite fairy tales when the villains cast a spell over Magic Kingdom. Once upon a nightmare, a place where poison apples are aplenty and magic potions can ruin your whole day. For all things hiding in the shadows, it's time to join them as we lift the veil on the forthcoming Villains Land at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World Resort. The new land will encompass all your dreams, nightmares. The new space will be home to 2 major attractions, dining and shopping on an incredibly twisted grand scale. Be prepared, you poor unfortunate souls, Josh teased. It's going to be a fearless new vision for what a Disney experience can be. You might have felt a shiver run down your spine. That's because preparation is already underway at Magic Kingdom for this new land. Maybe think twice before you indulge in that next red, shiny apple.
Wow, that was really impressive.
Wasn't that fun?
That was fun.
I did not practice that.
That was awesome. And I think, I'm just going to say this and not dive too much into it. If you don't want Villains Land in Magic Kingdom, don't go to it.
Get out.
Don't go to it. Don't go to it.
I'm so excited.
Just don't go to that part of the park. The end. That's all I'm going to say. This is so cool.
I'm so happy this is happening.
I never thought we would get this.
No. And it was blue sky. It was blue sky before. They kind of teased it. And then nothing happened. And now, as Josh said, dirt's moving. And it's happening. Villains Land is happening at Magic Kingdom. And it appears that it's going to be beyond Big Thunder Mountain, which I'm hoping then connects it to Fantasyland, because that would be another really cool loop where currently Frontierland, Big Thunder Mountain, that's a big dead end.
Yeah.
And you got to turn around and go all the way back up Frontierland.
Right.
Whereas if you could walk from Fantasyland into Villains Land,
Crazy.
how awesome would that be?
That would be so crazy.
The aesthetics of the castles and the towers and the stuff in Villains Land that you can like see in the distance from Fantasyland. Oh, yes. Done. Do it.
I am so excited about Villains Land. And here's the thing, just at like first off, that photo.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yes. I played Disney Dreamlight Valley way more than I should.
It's not a bad thing.
If you have ever seen Bill playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's not him, it's me.
Yeah,
all hundreds of the hours.
Oh, yeah.
That's all me.
I've got maybe 2 hours on there.
When we the game. I don't even think you did 2 hours.
No, I'm like, so I said maybe 2 hours.
Right. Like, but there are villains in that game, and it's so much fun every time they bring villains in. And when you start thinking about it, like, let's real quick just go back and forth and name some villains. Cruella de Vil.
Hades.
Yzma from Emperor's New Groove.
Maleficent. Maleficent.
Mother Gothel.
Ooh, she's the worst. What's his name from Hunchback? Frollo.
I was like, Hellfire. Yeah.
I almost called him Mr. Hellfire.
Gaston.
Yeah. Evil Queen.
Scar.
Or the Queen, as they call her. Scar, yep. Ursula.
Ursula, yeah.
There's so many.
The bowler hat guy.
Yes. Michael Yagubian.
The Queen. Did we already see the Queen?
Oh, the Evil Queen, yeah.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look at my sweatshirt.
Did we already say Cruella de Vil? Did I say Cruella de Vil?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Who else do we? Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie, yeah. Well.
Who else is on here? Anybody
got
else?
Ursula, Maleficent, Queen, Hades. Now we named them all. I'm sure there's other ones too. Off the top of our head, but Evil Emperor Zurg.
Also,
Hal's Toy Barn guy.
No. From Coco.
Ernesto de la Cruz.
Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yep.
I don't think
the grandma from Encanto.
She's not the villain.
She's the villain. She's a gaslighting villain. Who agrees with me? Say it in the comments. Say it in the comments. She's a villain.
Every time we watch that,
she's
Bill
the
goes,
worst.
Boo,
she's such
grandma.
she's such a gaslighter and ruins Mirabelle's life.
You say boo,
and then
abuela.
and then she because it's such a great song. They're singing about the family madrigal, and then she's like, then they're always around us, and like, bah, you stink. You're the worst. You tell Mirabelle she's worthless, and then at the end of the movie, you're like, just kidding. You're amazing. You're magic.
What about like Roz and
is Roz? I think the invisible guy is more of a
the invisible guy.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Like there's just so many.
There's so many.
The Hunter from Bambi.
Oh,
I don't think that's a real villain.
That's dark.
I don't think that's a real
Dead
villain.
Parents.
That's not a real villain.
I'm trying to think. What other Captain Hook?
Jafar.
Yeah. One of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
Captain Hook.
Oh yeah.
Is a great one. I'm trying to think of the Festival of Fantasy Parade and Boo to You too.
I'm trying to think because I'm just trying to think if there's any other ones that are like
Disney villains.
Disney villains. Google.
Yeah, right.
Let's see.
Do we name all those?
Hades, Lady
Lady
Tremaine.
Lady Tremaine, yeah.
Queen of Hearts.
Ooh, for the hand.
Honest John.
Who the hell's that? Honest John?
That's from
Is that Robin Hood?
Yeah, that's Robin Hood.
Honest John is a villain?
Yeah, it says Big Bad Wolf, Dr. Facilier.
Ooh, Dr. Facilier.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Madam Mim.
Who?
That's from I can't remember what movie that's from. Aristocats.
Oh, never seen
Pete. I was wondering if Pete would be one because he's kind of villainy.
Like Mickey Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's all that I really see.
That's a good list. We named a lot of them, but hopefully a lot of them will be appearing in the Villains Land. If you look at that concept art, I'll put it back on the screen.
Yzma is one I would love to see.
Why do we even have that lever?
If there's not a ride that involves Tower of Terror like drop where it goes, pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever. Why do we even have that lever?
Yeah, I know. I think you're dreaming on that one.
I can dream because I brought
much like all those people who said that. Are you ready? With Dr. Facilier was going to be on the climb.
Excuse me. I manifested Happily Ever After and CM Punk returning to WWE. Thank you very much.
But if you guys look at that concept art that's on the screen right now, I mean, I can't zoom in on it as we speak, but there's literally like 5 castles that you can see in the background and a roller coaster in the back left corner. So super, super pumped about the aesthetics, and it's a great time to do it with Epic Universe opening up their Dark Universe.
Also, villains are so much fun to meet and greet.
Right?
Meeting Gaston is one of the most fun villains, even when...
Hello, Belle.
Even during COVID, when you couldn't get near villains, we would be like, "Hello, Gaston," and he'd be like, people would be like,
Look at my pecs.
"You're looking good, Gaston," and he'd be like, "I know."
I'm the hottest guy in the world.
Like, it was so funny. And, even in those scenarios where, you couldn't get near villains, they could
Right.
still pull it off. So I think there's so many possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it opens so much more in terms of merch. We're so used to like merch that is happy and bright and like magical. Give me some villains merch. It's like very Halloween.
I mean, how cool is this shirt that Danny's wearing here? This is a shirt from the event Villains After Hours that never happened in
And also-
in 2020.
The Roosevelt shirt that
Yeah, shout out to Roosevelt's. I'm looking for a sponsor, by the way. I buy a whole lot of your stuff. These hoodies, these performance hoodies are amazing, and I got this one the other day. I'll kind of show you the camera here, but there's villains and stuff all over
does
it.
it glow in the dark.
I think it does.
Ooh. We'll have to check later.
But how cool is that?
Stop smacking yourself in the face with that.
And it's closer.
Don't be a villain.
Closer than it normally is.
Don't be a villain and smack your own self in the face. Yes. All of the villain stuff. And if you don't like it, just don't go to the villain's land.
Yeah.
So
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too.
All right. Well, that'll do it for Magic Kingdom. We've got one more announcement for Walt Disney World. This is getting to be a very long episode, but we warned you at the beginning to strap in and pull on those yellow straps to make sure that your seatbelt was fastened with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the ride at all times. We have one more thing to announce for Walt Disney World, and take it away, Danny.
Ka-chow!
What? No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Test Track reimagined at Epcot.
I mean, there's more cars.
More cars. Racing into 2025. Explore the past, present, and future of automation with a newly rethemed Test Track presented by Chevrolet. Buckle up, it might get bumpy. Test Track will celebrate today's innovation while highlighting the past, present, and future. The queue will feature 6 distinct exhibits, and within each room celebrate the vehicles and people behind the vehicles that push the envelope and help get people to our next chapter in our motion journey. New show scenes will be added, showcasing technological advances and how our lifestyles and relationships to mobility connect everyone. Enjoy a joyride through scenes focusing on onboard technology, customization, and personalization. Followed by a trip through a scenic outdoor route, reminding us of all the joys of driving, taking in the world around us, and spending quality time with friends and family. Construction on this reimagined experience has already begun, and eagle-eyed visitors might have already picked up on the fact that the new exterior harkens back to the original pavilion design.
Test Track. Was never a huge fan of Test Track.
Did you go on the old Test Track?
I never did.
So if you're listening and you've never been on the old Test Track, I'd talked to Bill about this. It was kind of scary. You were supposed to be a test dummy, and they'd go through all of the testing, but you as a test dummy.
They crash you into a wall?
So at the very end of the ride where the doors open and you go outside, what they used to do is you would turn around the corner and a car with a test dummy would, in front of you while you're turning the corner, plow into the wall, and the test dummy would hit the wall and then they'd be like, now it's your turn. And they'd turn you to the wall, and the wall with the
hole?
No, like the spot where they were supposed to aim the car.
Oh, like a target almost?
Like the target
Yeah.
would be at the door that opens up.
Oh.
So what they do is they'd be like, now it's your turn to test this out. And the car would go really fast.
That sounds terrifying.
And at the last second, it would open.
Wow.
And you'd be outside, and they'd take a picture of you then.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some great photos.
Yeah, I mean, I do. But
you're going to die, and we're going to take a photo while you think you're going to die. and then you don't.
I mean,
just kidding.
It's funny because as a kid, I remember thinking, like, you're on vacation. Now you're a test dummy. We're going to run you into a wall.
Wow.
And they had a really great way of making everything feel very real.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the third interpretation of Test Track, if I'm correct.
I believe you're right.
I think Test Track is an amazing ride. I think that I'm glad that they're updating it, because honestly, it was one that I was kind of like, it's fine. I'll go on it.
Yeah.
But the old one was really fun because it was almost like mean.
Yeah. Judging by what you're saying about it, I think that sounds like a lot of fun. I think if they're even harkening back to a little bit of that, I'm in. I'm definitely down to try it. Test Track was often skippable for me. In its most recent iteration, the line took forever. Like 14 different rooms. And then once you've ridden on the highway with your windows down, it kind of feels the same.
Yeah.
kind of feels
but
the
as
same.
a kid, it's
It doesn't
really
feel
exciting.
like a roller coaster to me, even though technically I guess it is. But I wish there was a little bit more of a thrill as far as that goes. But what you're talking about sounds awesome.
So in the old ride also, that was just one piece. The entire ride was meant to kind of slowly get your adrenaline pumping.
Sure.
Because you were the test dummy.
Yeah.
There were also other times where it was like it made you feel like you were going to be, treated like a test dummy. So I'm very excited. I think that it wasn't quite to the point where it was like, ugh, I hope they redo it. Mm-hmm. So I think they picked a good time to redo it. You know what I mean? Like they didn't wait too long.
Of course. Well, that will just about wrap it up for our Walt Disney World portion of this episode. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. It does help our channel out. Give this video a thumbs up, and all of our videos that you watch a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. We love seeing those comments. We love responding to those comments. We love to hear from you, what you think about our episode, what you think about Danny's ka-chow, what you think about my villain's little diatribe right there. Let us know what you think about anything that we talk about. We love to hear those comments and read those comments on youtube.com/a-couple-of-park-hoppers. And one really cool thing that you can do now on the podcast version of our show is on Spotify. You can actually leave a comment on Spotify.
Oh,
and
wow.
And we'll see all those comments. We'll read them on episodes. Leave a comment and we'll be able to see it. You can leave a comment on a specific episode. It's not like a rating thing.
Right.
So you listen to this episode about D23, let us know your thoughts in the comment section on Spotify, and maybe we'll check them out.
Yeah.
We'll read them out loud.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's time to fly across
west.
the coast.
Fievel goes west, if you will.
Yes, D23 goes west.
Yes, to Disneyland.
To Disneyland.
Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland. All right.
I want to go to Disneyland too.
Yes. Take it away, Danny.
So the first announcement was a Coco attraction at Disney California Adventure. Constructions give me 1 second. I'm so excited about this one. Okay. Now I'm ready. Construction begins in 2026. Seize your moment. Travel to the land of the dead with Miguel and his skeletal family from Pixar's Coco in this all-new attraction coming to Disney's California Adventure. The attraction will be filled with the characters and music you know and love from the beloved movie as you join Miguel on a trip to the land of the dead. This marks the first ever Coco ride in a Disney park. Walt Disney Imagineering will draw inspiration for the attraction from beloved classics like Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. We're bringing our skeletal cast of characters to life in a big way through the latest audio animatronics technology, Josh told the crowd. These figures will appear in ways you'll have to see to believe. One of the reasons I just kind of stumbled over my words is because I was thinking about the fact, first off, that construction doesn't even begin until 2026, which is crazy. I know it's not that far. But I was just thinking about the fact that the first time we saw Coco, I've never been so emotionally attacked in a movie theater.
I sat through those credits bawling.
Yeah.
Bawling. Like tears streaming down my face.
Yes.
Bawling.
I
haven't had an experience like that in a long time.
I was living in Massachusetts at the time. Mm-hmm. And
that's not why she was crying.
No, it wasn't. I mean, a little, you were joking, but also the, Coco looks like a lot like downtown San Antonio, a lot of these decorations, and you've been to San Antonio. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the culture is similar to the culture that I grew up with. So I wasn't crying because, I did miss home also. So even though you were joking, it like I felt emotionally attacked, and then just the messages in that movie. You and I just sat there like sobbing after the movie
Crazy.
ended. Like I was not emotionally prepared for that one.
There's a lot of death in that movie.
I mean, Land of the Dead.
It's very emotional.
I mean, we knew. I mean, maybe we just didn't think about the fact that it was about Dia de los Muertos.
Right. Right. It's a Disney movie. What could go wrong?
I mean, it's still such an incredible movie. And holy moly, when we think about what they did to, oh gosh, what is the show in Fantasyland? I'm blanking out right now. That's near the carousel. I mean, in
Filler Magic?
yes. Sorry, that's not Fantasyland. No, it is
Yeah, it is,
Fantasyland.
Yeah.
They added a Coco scene, and it is so stunning, so beautiful. And the fact that they are going to create a ride, holy moly. Like, I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah.
Like,
Looking at the concept art that's on the screen right now,
yes.
I know this is going to be heresy to a lot of people. And people are going to be like, shut up, loser. You can't get rid of that. Ah.
What? Oh, I know. I already know what you're going to say.
Wish this was going in Epcot. I wish this was taking over the Grand Fiesta Tour.
Yeah, it's just not, I don't think it's big enough.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
I think it is. It's a slow-moving boat ride with animatronics and a bunch of beautiful colors. I think they could make it happen.
I just don't think there's enough room for the line. There's barely enough room for the line inside
that's the
there.
problem. They would have to redesign an entrance for that.
I just don't think there's enough space for them to actually put a good line.
I do agree with that, but they could make it work somehow.
But do I agree with you that this should be an Epcot?
Oh, I wish this was an Epcot so
1,000%.
bad. When they started to like lightly theme the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot with Coco stuff, like the whole like entrance area is Coco stuff now. I thought for sure at some point we were getting a Coco boat ride, and the fact that it's going to Disneyland makes me so jealous because that one picture, that concept art looks beautiful.
I also think it's probably going to be like mind blowing in terms of like the animatronics and like, you know, when he's teasing, these figures will appear in ways you'll have to see to believe. I think we're going to have kind of like, what is the ride? The Beauty and the Beast ride?
Yeah.
The one is it Tokyo? Or,
it is, yeah.
I'm guessing we're going to have some crazy kind of like just stuff that they throw at us in terms of like Imagineering magic.
And sometimes the best animatronics are the ones that aren't human, because the humans are the hardest animatronics to replicate. And the fact that it looks like we're going to have basically all skull people and Miguel, possibly Dante, possibly, I forget the name of the flying rainbow cat thing.
I don't know.
But
I don't remember.
there's always the animatronics always the animatronics always look better when they're not human, because they don't have to be perfect human faces.
It's a spirit guide.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it's called. Elabrije or something like that. I could be right. I don't know.
I think you're right, actually. But yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
call it flying rainbow cat.
flying rainbow cat.
flying rainbow tiger.
Pepita.
Pepita. Oh, okay. I never would have got that. You could have given me 1,000 guesses. I never would have got that.
I mean, look at Magic Happens. Pepita in Magic Happens.
Oh, yeah. That
Just
puppet
that
is amazing.
puppet is insane.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, super cool. And this is one of the lesser quote unquote announcements that they made for Disneyland. So that's a really neat thing that they're adding out there as an added experience for guests going to California.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Another portion of the California announcements, and there is an Avatar-themed destination coming to Disney California Adventure. Explore more of Pandora. Sivako. Announced for Disney California Adventure, travel to a new corner of Pandora inspired by Avatar: The Way of Water and future Avatar films. Pack your bags. We're heading to Pandora in the future. You'll be greeting everyone with Ol Nagati Kamaye. That's I see you in Navi. When this all new exciting destination arrives at the Disneyland Resort with awe-inspiring sights and experiences. while Pandora, the world of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom, is based on Oscar winner James Cameron's Avatar film, this new destination draws inspiration from Avatar: The Way of Water. This new and thrilling excursion will bring all the excitement, the action, and the wonder of Avatar, taking guests all the way to the wide open seas of Pandora. This is going to be a dynamic, intense, and emotional experience on a grand scale that we know our guests will love. I'm excited. I think it's cool. I love Flight of Passage. I think it's a fantastic ride. Navi River Journey visually is really cool. It's a slow moving boat ride. It's not thrilling by any means, but visually, and you get to see one of the coolest animatronics on Disney property at the very end, the shaman. It's a cool experience. Especially if you've never done it before, you definitely should try it out. Go see it for yourself. Never, ever let anybody judge the experience for you. Go check it out. The fact that it looks like we're getting a whole nother Pandora-ish land at Disneyland, some of these concept arts look amazing. And the boat ride looks like it might be using similar technology to Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
Which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go find a video because it is nuts.
Yeah.
It is nuts. The blending of the animatronics and the water and the screen-based technology, it is bananas how cool that ride is. And if that was made 6, 7, 8 years ago at this point, I can only imagine what this new Avatar attraction is going to look like in Disneyland. Yeah. So while I'm not the biggest Avatar fan, and I know you're not either, I don't think you have to be a huge fan of the franchise. Like we discussed earlier, I'm not a huge fan of Cars, but I want to go check it out. And when we eventually go out to California at some point, if this is open by the time we're there, I will definitely be making it a point to check it out and form an opinion and go decide whether I like it or not.
Well, we've been wanting to go to Disneyland for literal years, and Magic Happens, the parade, saved my life during COVID in the sense that I came home every day and basically jumped around and said, everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
So, Avatar is overhyped, and the movie that just came out, Way of Water, was hours too long.
It was a long movie.
My butt fell asleep, and we were in the reclining chairs, and that one fighting scene that was in the crazy frames per second. Remember that? That was the most disarming thing I've ever seen in a movie theater.
It was weird.
And we watched that weird movie with the bad Santa. What's his name? With the guy from Stranger Things.
Violent Night.
Violent Night. We watched that. So when it comes to Avatar, I just don't get it as much. It's fine to me.
It's not for everybody.
I still don't think it belongs in Animal Kingdom. I will say, I'm glad that they're not expanding this in Animal Kingdom and that it's staying at Disneyland. So, yay, Disneyland for you.
I think it's really cool.
Thank you for not bringing it here.
and while it is Avatar, and Danny's not super excited about it, it's really cool that they're expanding Disneyland.
Yeah,
that is a huge deal because Disneyland has always been criticized for how small it is and how little land they had to work with. But with the new Disneyland Forward project that seems to be happening in Anaheim, the fact that they can expand Disneyland by a lot is a huge deal. And so this Avatar themed destination, plus a bunch of other things that are going to be happening out there, the sky's the limit now with Disneyland, and that's phenomenal.
I think it's awesome.
OG, baby.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just not crazy about the Avatar stuff. It'll be way low on the list for me in terms of must-dos, even once it's open.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it'll be a good addition, and I know that people like the giant blue creatures, so the Na'vi. So, I mean, what is it? Flight of Passage still has a 2-hour wait some days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I know
3-hour wait some days.
So I know I may be in the minority, but I think that it'll do really well. And And I do think it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal that they're building that.
Absolutely.
It's just not for me. And that's okay.
Absolutely.
And that's the other thing I do have to say about all these announcements is not all of this is for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah. There's something for everybody, but not everything's for everybody.
Yeah. And plus, don't we have like 10 more Avatar movies coming out over the next
I think it's
90
at least
years?
3.
Like, I'm pretty sure James Cameron is just going to make Avatar movies until
I mean, why
he's
not? They
200.
make over $1 billion each one, so it's like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
The amount of money that he pulls in off those things.
Well, he takes 10 years to make them, so
Yeah, literally.
it's fine.
This next one, I think, is one of the coolest things that was announced at D23. And I'm glad they waited until now, where the audio animatronic technology is probably as good as it's going to ever get.
For now, yeah, for sure.
Now. But I'm glad that they didn't do it 10 years ago or 5 years ago. But right now, like after seeing the animatronics from the new Beauty and the Beast ride in Tokyo and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and the fact that these human animatronics are just so lifelike, I'm super psyched that they decided to go forward with this next one. Go for it.
Debuting in 2025, stop by for a visit when Walt Disney's A Magical Life begins playing at the Main Street Opera House at Disneyland. After its initial debut, the show will then play in rotation with great moments with Mr. Lincoln. The past, present, and future are coming together, giving visitors the chance to imagine what it would be like to stop by Walt's office. Who knows what he might be dreaming up inside? Only time will tell with Walt. Walt Disney A Magical Life will debut inside the Main Street Opera House, and after its initial run, the attraction will play in rotation. Oh, we repeated that. I'm so sorry.
Did I repeat that?
I think so. That's okay.
Whoops, I did it really late at night.
But just to...
But that last sentence is new. It's a fitting acknowledgement of Walt's significant advances with audio animatronics about 60 years ago when he first introduced the groundbreaking technology. And you did skip the little bold headline right there. The reasoning behind all that description is this is going to be the first ever Walt Disney audio animatronics figure. You're going to be able to go and essentially meet Walt. And that's so cool.
I think this is so, like, I think it's going to be very cool. I think that they're going to take this incredibly seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if we're going to be using AI or like voice pieces.
What I'm hoping for is that they do use AI, but not to create the voice, but to enhance actual audio.
Right.
Because there's no one who can perfectly imitate something. When you have so much back audio and so much promising statements and audio from Walt Disney himself, the only problem is that they're from television in the 50s and the 60s, and the audio is not great.
Right.
But if you can use AI to enhance that audio to make it crystal clear, then that is absolutely the direction they should go, rather than trying to recreate something in his voice, because that will seem a little bit more inauthentic, especially if it's not perfect, which it won't be. But if you can take all those clips, like, the welcome and to all come to this happy place and all this, that stuff, like, that sounds old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can make it sound like it was recorded on these microphones, do that.
Right, yeah, for sure.
It's going to be awesome.
I just think that it's going to be a beautiful tribute to remind people, like, how this park started. I know it was all started by a mouse, but who is the man who drew the mouse?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes it's easy to forget about that. And, I'm very excited that, they're going to honor him in that way. And shoot, if we can have a Hall of Presidents where we have a bunch of presidents in a Disney park, how do we not have Walt already?
Yeah.
Like, this is the perfect time to be doing this.
Like I said at the very beginning, I'm happy that there isn't one already, because now the technology is where it needs to be to do it properly. And so I'm super happy that it's coming in 2025, just after the 100 years of the Walt Disney Company, to honor Walt's legacy, coming up on the 70th anniversary of Walt Disney World. This will be during the 70th anniversary.
Wow.
I'm not sorry, not Walt Disney World, Disneyland.
Disneyland, yeah.
It'd be 1955 to 2025. It'd be
Yes.
70 years, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. So getting a chance to sit in a theater and watch Walt Disney speak will be something super surreal.
I feel like a lot of people are going to get really emotional at this.
Yes, for sure. Couple more things that we got to announce here. One of them I'm just going to touch on really quick because I want to kind of speed up the episode a little bit.
Yeah,
We're going
let's go
long.
through these Disneyland
But
things.
this last thing, I don't really want to spend too much time on it. But opening November 15th, 2024, Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be opening at Disneyland. It is going to be taking over the area that's called Critter Country right now, and it's going to be renamed Bayou Country. And so it's going to be opening November 15th. I don't know how much different, if at all, that it's going to be from the Magic Kingdom version. I know the Splash Mountain layout was a little bit different out in Disneyland, so I'm sure that the ride itself will be a little bit different.
Right.
But it's cool that we have an opening date now, and it's about 3 months away. So stay tuned. November 15th, 2024, Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland. I did want to spend a little bit more time on the next one, though, because I am so jealous that they out in Disneyland. Sorry, wow, I didn't remove Walt Disney from the camera.
He deserved the time.
Yeah, right. Walt should stay up there the rest of the show. Don't look at us. Look at Walt Disney. He created all this. I'm so jealous that California has Avengers stuff and the Marvel stuff. Danny and I recently have been going back, and we've seen all the MCU films. We've gone through and watched all of them in order leading up to us watching Endgame for the first time in 2019.
So real quick, shout out to two of my best girlfriends that I've known since freshman year, Cece and Kat. We started a group chat and we started talking about Marvel, and Kat had never seen any of the Marvel movies. You know, we were telling her to watch them through all the way through. And we're like, that's rewatch.
But Kat is going to directors, but we've seen them all.
She hasn't started yet, but she will.
Okay, well, get on it, Kat. Figure it out. Me and I are watching it chronologically. So we are going, and we started we started with Captain America, the first event took place obviously in the 40s. And then we watched Captain Marvel, which took place, I believe, in the 90s.
Yeah, 1996 or something.
And so we're watching it in that type of order, where the timeline is in order rather than the release order that we originally watched in it. And it's a really unique way to watch it, because if you watch it in chronological order like we are, a lot of stuff gets spoiled in the post-credit scenes. So if you've never watched the Marvel films in order, do not watch it in that order. Or it makes
it confusing. Like you'll see something and you're like, wait, what?
Right. Watch it in the release order. Watch it in the order that the movies came out, because that's how they wanted you to see them.
At least the first time you watch it through.
Correct. It's like Star Wars. Like when people say that they watch Rogue One before the original Star Wars, it's like, no. Watch the original Star Wars, and then watch the prequels, and then watch 7, 8, 9, and watch Rogue One. Like, that's the order you should watch it in, because the end of Rogue One literally goes right into the original Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Which you want to watch the original one first, because that's how they wanted you to watch it. Anyway, Avengers stuff coming to California Adventure, expanding Avengers Campus even more. I mean, how amazing has it been recently to see all the stuff they're doing with Deadpool and Wolverine?
I'm not watching.
I've watched it all.
I'm not watching it.
I've watched it all.
Because I'm so bitter.
Stupid Universal.
I literally, well, yeah, I'm usually the one who says that.
And I'm mad at them about the Marvel stuff.
I'm so bitter that that Universal doesn't do anything with Marvel.
I know.
And that we get that Six Flags version of Marvel down at Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
It just infuriates me. I just wish they would come to some sort of agreement. Disney, give them what they want.
Yeah.
I don't know what they
Or
want.
do like a trade of some sort. Like give them the Simpsons or something.
Oh, yes.
Like just give them the Simpsons.
Forever.
Yeah.
Let them keep the Simpsons.
We don't need the Simpsons.
I don't know what else you can give them.
Right. I don't know.
Just do something. But it is so infuriating because the amount of stuff that they could do here, because we have so much more space.
I know.
It's probably why they won't give it.
There's literally enough room to make a whole nother Walt Disney World that they could legally use. It's insane.
They would build a Marvel.
Oh, there would be
park.
a fifth park and it would be Marvel. Like that Marvel Land or whatever.
I just feel like that's why Universal doesn't give it up.
Yeah, they know what they're going to do with it for sure, for sure. And if I was Universal, I'd put the highest price tag ever on it.
Ooh, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are plans, like sketched out plans, if Universal were to ever give it up, that people have dreamed up?
Maybe. I don't know.
There has to be somebody in Imagineering who's like,
I would imagine so.
Someday.
Probably.
Just wondering, because that would be me.
That's very blue sky.
That is the bluest sky.
Yeah.
Like the
that
bluest.
is Mr. Blue Sky.
That is Mr. Blue Sky. But what is happening is over at Disneyland, Avengers experiences at Disney California Adventure. Assembling soon, ready to save the world and galaxy? At Disney California Adventure, Avengers Campus will double in size with the addition of 2 new attractions, Avengers Infinity Defense and Starflight Lab.
Stark Flight Lab.
Oh, Stark Flight Lab.
It got cut off. It's Stark, like Tony Stark.
Get ready for a multi-world adventure experience with Avengers Infinity Defense. Technology that allows the Avengers to jump between worlds has gone missing, and King Thanos is using it to wreak havoc everywhere. Recruits will travel to iconic locations like Asgard, Wakanda, and New York City, alongside the likes of big and small heroes. You also might find yourself face-to-face with King Thanos, too. If you're up for another mission, Tony Stark has one for you. And you know Tony, he always wants to try something new and exciting. And it's going to make you feel like a superhero yourself. With the just announced Stark Flight Lab, you're going to sit in 2-person pods and deploy to a test station. Then a robot arm grabs your pod and starts whirling you around in a simulated flight. And a familiar face will join you at the Stark Flight Lab, Mr. Stark himself. Robert Downey Jr. is going to reprise his role as Tony Stark for the attractions in the land.
That's super cool. That's super cool. Just when you thought that Tony Stark was gone and he was out of the MCU forever, he comes back as Doctor Doom. Robert Downey Jr. is he's the man. You the fact that he's coming back even to do this. You're the man, Tony. You're the man. So excited to check this out at some point. This is the second or the actual e-ticket attraction that they're going to put out there at California Adventure in Adventures Campus.
This has been a long
Infinity
time coming.
Defense Infinity Defense has been talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's super exciting that it's in pen on paper, ready to go.
Yeah, that dirt is moving.
Dirt is moving, yeah, as Josh once said.
Yes.
Dirt is moving. And then the Stark Flight Lab seems really neat. Just checking out some of the concept art there. It kind of looks like the Kuka arm technology from the Harry Potter. What the heck is it called? Forbidden Journey.
I mean, I think Kuka arm technology is not just like Forbidden Journey, but yes,
no, but that's the one I think of.
That's the most common one.
Right. So that similar type technology where you're on a seat that can go spin around and tilt backwards and forwards and such. I'm not exactly sure what you're going to do in Stark Flight Lab, but
probably
looks
something
fun.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully not build Ultron. Let's not do that.
I'm just have an insane amount of jealousy and bitterness about not having it here. But I'm more excited for like the Disneyland or the Disney California park to be getting this because all this stuff is so cool. Honestly, I just can't even watch it because it just makes me it makes me upset that we can't get it. But I think it's super cool.
Yeah. So how about that list? I mean, Walt Disney World, Disneyland announcing a ton of really cool stuff. Super psyched for all the stuff coming here. Can't wait to check it all out when we go out west at some point to Disneyland and California Adventure.
Can we just do a quick like just tell what these are, not go through the whole thing.
Like a rundown?
Yeah, just really quick.
That's exactly what I was going to do. So, but we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the stuff that was coming to the international parks that Josh Amaro touched on.
Yes.
We're going to briefly touch on it because it's even more Marvel stuff. And it drives me cuckoo that we can't get any of it here, except for Guardians of the Galaxy, which is probably the greatest coaster ever made.
Yeah.
Avengers experiences around the globe, assembling soon. Shanghai Disneyland, webs at the ready. An all-new Spider-Man thrill attraction is coming to Shanghai Disneyland. Peter Parker has gotten himself and us in a bit of a tight spot. We're going to follow him at very high speeds to get us out of trouble. So it looks like there's going to be a Spider-Man roller coaster coming to Shanghai Disneyland. As you can see on the concept art on the screen there, the visuals look awesome. Very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque colors and technology looking. But I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get Spider-Man swinging around us. It probably is screen-based technology, I would imagine. But
I have no idea.
It looks really cool.
Someday, by the time we get out there, it'll be done and we'll see it.
Yeah, at some point, I want to do a swoop around the Asian parks and just go for like 2 weeks and just hit all three of them.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Then, over in Hong Kong Disneyland, expanding Stark Expo, there's an all-new attraction coming to Hong Kong Disneyland. Tony Stark has invited his friend and new Stark Industries intern, Peter Parker, to showcase some new inventions. But unfortunately, this has also caught the attention of one of Spidey's most formidable villains, and that looks like Doc Ock in the concept art there on the screen. While trying to help Spider-Man protect the new tech, guests are caught in the middle of the action. I don't know what's going on here as far as the concept art goes, but it kind of looks like an elevator almost.
I have no idea.
Maybe? I can't really tell, but it looks really cool. And Doc Ock with his big tentacles hanging out. Yeah.
I can't even wrap my head around what they're going to do, but
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, this description doesn't really give much, but that concept art looks really neat.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. And then the World of Frozen is coming to Disney Adventure World, which is the new name for the Walt Disney Studios park in Disneyland Paris. Defrosting in 2016, Queens Anna, Elsa, and Olaf, and everyone else in Arendelle will welcome visitors to the latest land inspired by the beloved Disney animation film. This new location is sure to melt your heart.
And just to clarify, it is defrosting in 2026.
Defrosting 2026.
Not 2016.
Did I say
You
2016?
just said 2016.
Wow. Back to the future. Here we go. Whoopsie.
It's been there.
A long episode.
It's been there for 12 years.
Yeah.
but yeah, so definitely hey, I said star technology, so you're right. We're at the end of this episode.
You did.
Lastly, we have The Lion King roars into Disneyland Paris. It is time.
It is time.
Journey with Simba from cub to king in the first ever ride-through attraction themed to the classic Walt Disney Animation Studios film The Lion King. The Lion King, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, has long been a beloved Disney story. A new area of the park will be dedicated to the characters and stories from the film, including dining, shopping, and a chance to meet some favorite characters. Then, when you're ready, you don't have to wait to become a king for this one. Head down to the caverns beneath Pride Rock. The new attraction will bring you alongside Simba's journey from cub to king. It's going to feel like you stepped right into the movie.
I didn't realize I skipped that.
I thought you.
That's so funny.
I thought you did it so I could say it.
I mean, yes, I did that totally. That looks awesome. I'm super excited to see how that comes out. It almost looks like a version of Splash Mountain next to Pride Rock. It looks
right. That's what I said.
It looks really cool.
It's crazy. I'm just excited to see that. I wish that there was a Lion King land here. I've always said that the like the puppet animatronics that are in the Festival of the Lion King, I wish that they were like a meet and greet. So I'm excited to see what they do with this, even though it looks like it's more of the live action than it is the animated version.
I'm glad you said that because for some reason I didn't have the concept art loaded here, but it does look like the Lion King characters that are on the concept art look more like the live action ones, which is the only thing that's disappointing to me. I thought that making animatronics of the OG Lion King characters would have been super neat.
Okay. Yeah.
But making them the live action ones will feel more of like a real experience, I guess.
Yeah.
You're not like going through a cartoon. But part of me wanted to see like Simba, like not like live action real lion Simba, but like cartoon Simba come to life. I thought that'd be super cool.
Our dog Simba is blinking really hard right now. He's like, "Why are you guys saying my name so many times?"
Especially since it's going to be a literal ride through of the movie.
Yes.
I thought that going with the original drawing versions of the Lion King characters would have been a cooler idea. But being able to go through the jungle and Pride Rock and if you go down there, then all of a sudden there's a cartoon character. It's like, oh, that seems kind of out of place. So it feels right to do it the live action way, but it feels wrong at the same time.
I just think my best guess is that the culture there would embrace this better than
Sure.
Like my guess is them looking into this has shown that like this is what would do better in a Paris park.
Right.
But I don't know.
That makes sense.
Now that we have gone through everything, I think we should each say 3 things that we're the most excited to see.
Okay.
Just 3 things.
Anywhere, or are we just going like by park? Or
Nope,
are we going
just anywhere.
Anywhere?
3,
Okay.
only 3.
For me, I would say my top 3 will be the Monsters Inc. Land at Hollywood Studios with the new coaster, the Indiana Jones and Encanto stuff at Animal Kingdom, and the Villains Land at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
That's what I'm most excited for.
I'm going to go with Villains Land. And this is in no particular order. The Nighttime Parade.
True. Yeah.
And then I'm going to go with, I would say the Encanto. Nope, I'm going to go with Monsters Inc. Land.
Okay.
I'm excited about Encanto, but
Yeah.
in Monsters Inc. Land because that roller coaster, yeah. I think we've got so many exciting things coming to the Disney parks.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny talking about it now because some of it is like, we're going to start it in 2026. And I'm like,
we're literally years away from most of this stuff. So stay tuned.
But the other thing is like, when we think about it, we moved here together in 2019.
We did.
So this stuff will be here before we know it.
True.
So the nice thing is we get to enjoy the ride. We get to enjoy watching all of this be built and things all come out staggered. We've got, exciting things happening at other parks in the area. And just overall, like, I was really impressed with D23 this year.
Yeah,
and we're just going over the parks panel.
They did a good job.
There's so much entertainment also that's coming out that we didn't even go over in terms of like just like movies and shows and stuff like that. But I just think that when it comes to all of this, that Disney is listening. Disney knows that when we were getting a lot of blue sky ideas, that people were losing their faith that the stuff that was announced at D23 was actually going to happen.
Especially with the pressure coming from the other side. With them building an entirely new theme park over there. And then everybody's always doing what's Disney doing about that? And now they are. They've announced stuff that's happening. And that's really neat. Super excited for all this stuff to come.
And just wait till Disney opens the fifth gate.
I know.
Someday when that happens.
Someday.
I don't know when that will happen, but
yeah.
I would imagine that we would see another one somewhere down the line.
Yes.
But I think that Disney knows what kind of importance is riding on all of these announcements for them to come through to like really just bring new experiences to the parks and to have people coming back and to make people want to come back and see new things. And it has to be more than just like one ride. Like a lot of us will come back for just one ride, but people want to see new things.
Yeah.
And I think that
There's a lot of stuff.
It's an exciting time to be a theme park fan, is what I think.
That's for sure.
Well, that is going to wrap up our episode.
Doozy.
We're almost coming up on 2 hours.
I know.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
Did a pretty good job.
A lot more of us. Then we've got going to be like taking care of lots of things.
We back, y'all.
We never went anywhere. We just had some stuff going on.
We kind of did, but we're back, y'all.
Sure. We'll go with that.
We're back in ever. Park Hoppers 2.0.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. Don't do that again.
Ka-chow.
The worst. You're the worst.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to go ahead and we are going to let you go. Again, thank you for liking this video, commenting, subscribing, and following us on all places where you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you tell us what you thought of this episode, what your favorite thing is going to be coming up. And also, keep an eye out because we need to be talking about Epic Universe. We need to be talking about all of the exciting things coming during the holidays. There's so much fun stuff coming up. So I hope you guys are ready for it because we certainly are.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being patient with us for the last month or two. And we are back and better than ever. And we're so excited to have brought you this episode about D23. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said before, leave a comment right there on YouTube. Leave a comment on Spotify on this episode. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and thumbs up this video. Go ahead and follow us on Apple Podcasts. All of it's free. None of it costs any money. And you can support us by doing that. And you could also support us by heading over to patreon.com/a-couple-of-parkhoppers. And you could support us for as little as $3 a month. Patreon.com/a-couple-of-parkhoppers. We are currently in the process of retooling our Patreon. And we will get back to you as soon as that is done with all new ways that we can kind of give back to you for supporting us on patreon.com/a-couple-of-parkhoppers. So with that said, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. It is time.
Or else we're going to be recording until we're 90.
Until you're 90. Well, we're going to go ahead and drink some tea, head on out to bed, and get ready for the next exciting theme park thing. And until next time,
we'll see you right there. We'll see you around the parks. We love you guys.
Good night, guys.